Hello and welcome back. This is Joanna the Medium. These are going to be readings for the month of December 2016, general readings, and they will apply to your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do have a bit of an announcement at the end of this intro, so if you want to fast forward, go ahead, but it is at the end of the intro, so don't miss it. December is a month of a lot of culminations. And though December is the last month of the year, so culminations and looking back is typically what we do. But there seems to be a lot of energies with most of the readings I've done for December 2016, where there seems to be a lot of looking back, a lot of contemplating, a lot of determining what to leave behind and what to take forward to the new year 2017. Of course, as always, I am so grateful for all of you, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for commenting. I read every single one of your comments. What I would suggest, if you would like to have a private session, please do not leave me a message on YouTube or comment on YouTube as to how to book a session or to book it, because I don't get to those messages in time, and oftentimes I will stumble upon a message from someone who wants to book, but weeks have passed by and I didn't even notice the message there. So if you would like a private session, that information is down below for you, and it's also on my website, which is fairly easy to do, very easy to do, and I'm including all that information for you down below. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else, and yes, so in January, aside from my regular general readings, I will be recording additional readings for purchase for minimal amount through Vimeo. It's something that I have been prompted to do for quite some time, but I've been sitting on it, and it's now time. With New Year, I'm being pushed really to do this. These will be either readings for the first 3 months of 2017 or for the first 6 months of 2017. So if I don't post them at the beginning of January together with my general readings, they will be posted slightly later. I may just not have enough time to record all of them to be posted at the same time, but they should be posted towards the middle of January at the latest. And I will post an additional video just to let you know that these are posted, and I will post all those links below as well for easy reach for you. And I think that's all I have. Of course, this is a Christmas season, holiday season. I wish you all the best. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas. Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate or not. I wish you safe and happy Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you in January. And without further ado, let's go to the readings. See you in a moment. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Scorpio. I have 4 cards face down. One was sticking out at me at the end, so I was asked to pull. And I will start off with the message first. We're going to turn the music down and see what we have for the month of December 2016. Patience with one's self and patience with those surrounding you, particularly in the month of December. There seems to be a lot of commotion, which for December is not unusual. It is Christmas time, it is holiday season. But what I'm being shown is, and I'm connecting with a female, this can also be for a male, but I'm connecting particularly with a female at this point. A female that is at the center of a family dynamic. And what I mean by this is, what I'm being shown is a person, a woman, who is responsible for many aspects in her family. Now, she is a mother, she's a sister, she's a daughter, she's a wife, she's a girlfriend, she's significant other. Whoever you are, there is a message of being patient with yourself and also patient with others. For some of you, you work in a capacity of a nurse. That just came to me. a caretaker, or you have a large family and you seem to be the one who is the glue that's either holding your family together or is the one, for the most part, that's responsible of putting together gatherings. In other words, if you were not around, your family would not be the way it is, and they would not be together the way they are if it wasn't for you. The reason why this is being shown at this particular time is because for some reason you need to put your defenses down. And when I ask him what this is about, I hear the words anger. Anger towards others for not supporting you in your quest to help others. Anger towards the others for lack of their commitment in whatever it is that you're committed to pertaining to family. Resentment towards being left alone or being left to your devices to do things that you didn't necessarily ask for, but you took on because of the way you are. And I hear and see the word caring. For some of you, you are a homemaker or caretaker, and this can absolutely apply to guys, but I am seeing female more predominantly than a male. Irritation with your environment and your irritation with people, particularly in your surrounding environment, seems to be coming up to surface. And I'm being shown 15th of December, so somewhere around the middle of December. What I'm being shown is you are very busy, as everybody is for the most part in December, so no surprise there. But it seems to be like you are getting to a point where you come up to the boiling point. You have held your frustration within, you have held your anger within, you have been the bigger person for the most part, you have committed to your cause. But for whatever reason, between the 15th and 17th of December, and that's fairly specific, I don't typically get dates that specific pertaining to timeline, there seems to be a boiling point where the lid comes off. And I see you getting angry and frustrated and lashing out at people. The reason why this is being addressed is because if you hear this, and this applies to you, by letting go of some of that anger and frustration little by little every day, you will prevent something from happening that I hear you might regret. And when I ask what the regret is, I'm hearing the word losing a family member. Okay, so this can be taken in various different ways, but what's being shown here is don't take your frustration out on others. If you are frustrated because you're doing too much, or if you're frustrated because someone is not putting in their share, it is your obligation to communicate this to them and not continually keep it to yourself and therefore suffer the consequences. Because what's being shown to me is whoever this is for, and again I hear the word caretaker, this might also be a situation at work where you work in a capacity of helping other people or helping others or taking care of others, and your boss is constantly giving you stuff, and eventually your lid blows off because it's just too much. The pressure is just too high. By keeping your frustration and anger in, you are not helpful to those you help and yourself, most importantly. It is far better, and I'm having a lump in my throat signifying that there is quite a bit of suppression going on and resentment, but it's unspoken. Particularly when it affects you, it's almost like you're helping others, but at the same time you feel very resentful, so you might as well not do any help. Does that make any sense? And you're being asked to let go of some of that. I also hear that you have been complaining about things for a while, as in Why are other people not stepping up to the plate? So there is that frustration as well. But keep in mind that though you do have commitments and you do things out of your goodness of your heart, you have to remember that the number one priority is to you. And I know some people are going to freak out when I say that, but it's true. The very reason, the number one reason why we are in a physical body is for our own growth, then to help growth of others. It is responsibility to ourselves to commit to ourselves fully. So if you're not helping yourself, you therefore are not helping others. And I believe you will understand this. I also hear you have a lot of commitments. These commitments are family commitments. For the most part, it's family commitments. I'm being shown the number 18. See if that makes sense to you. For some of you, whatever the number 18 is. For some of you, you have a son or a daughter, but son is being shown to me, who is, and I hear the word college or university, so higher education. And you're either carrying them or they're not willing to help out. And there is resentment and anger bubbling up. Now, if that's the case, you may very well be conflicted with this ugly word called guilt, because it's your kid, but then it's not helping, blah, 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 blah. What's being shown here is, again, if you blow up one day because you've had enough and you get to a boiling point and the lid comes off, there's a chance of you saying something or doing something that you will later regret. So it's almost a bit of like a warning. Okay. And again, this may not make sense to you right now, and it certainly won't make sense to you right now, but it will make sense to you towards the third week of December or end of December. Because remember, they're showing me middle of December is when things start to kind of go a little bit sideways, or the potential for it to go sideways. So here's what I'm going to say. If you are in a situation, job-wise, work-wise, family-wise, commitment-wise, where you are getting more and more frustrated with each and every day because you seem to be getting stuff, you seem to be doing, and more stuff is expected of you, and nobody's coming in and helping. If this is you to potentially mitigate something that you will regret later, start the process of either letting go of some of the anger and resentment or the things, feelings, and emotions that you are stuffing, or delegate. If it's at work and you have a boss who continually gives you things and it is beyond your capability, until you say no, chances are it will not end. Because when will they know that you've had enough? You won't. They won't. But do it in a way that is constructive and in a way that is resourceful. That's the word I'm getting. So I'm going to ask what he means by resourceful. Look at options. Whether it's to look at options when it comes to your job, whether it's to look at other options with your work, or whether it's to look at other options with regards to doing the work that you're doing. With family, look at other options where perhaps you can externalize your disappointments in ways that are productive and constructive, as opposed to dismissive and oppressive. And those are the words that are being given to me specifically. For some of you, I'm telling you, you have a son or daughter, but you have a child who is 18 and up, an adult, and I'm being shown they're lazy, okay? So you may be getting to a point where you're getting very frustrated because you've put up with a lot and you've had enough. If that's the case, consider this as an FYI and as a bit of a warning that something might happen, but by you hearing it, you may prevent it from happening. So I do believe, excuse me, sorry about that, somebody came to the door. As I was saying, If you do have a son or daughter that is lazy and you've had enough, this is a bit of a warning. And you hearing it now has the potential to prevent damage down the road. So reevaluate and rethink your position and how you're handling things, particularly with respect to your emotions around anger and resentment towards a family member or a work situation. Now let's move on with the cards. The first card is your past and your past circumstances that have contributed to where you are right now. We have the card called mental conflict. So this is a sword card. This is 2 of swords. It is mental card. 2 is number of decisions. It is shown to me in reverse. Because this pertains to the past, I will ask him, my guide, what this means. So this is upright, and this is reverse. Difficulties making decisions. Difficulties with deciding, do I go this way, do I go that way? Do I say this or do I say that? I also feel with this card that whatever it is that you made choices around or decisions around, the choices and decisions were made out of guilt and obligation more so than anything else. And I'm feeling this in my heart and in my solar plexus. There's definitely a heaviness around not having made the decision, but the reasons behind why you made a decision. Now, whether this pertains to what we talked about earlier or something different, I don't know. We will see shortly. But the mechanism that you used in order to arrive at your decision, that's what seems to be conflicted here. So it's the reasons. So if you decided something out of guilt, out of obligation, or out of the fact that you think you should, but you didn't want to, you've made a choice and decision that you may be either regretting right now, or you wish you would have handled it differently. Again, I'm seeing the word family. Obligations. So this seems to be something around family. For some of you, this could be work, having made a decision where you felt obligated to take it or to make it, but it wasn't really what you wanted. The family component seems to be much larger than the work component, but it will be either one for whoever you are. This can also be a decision regarding a commitment to someone or a situation. And again, I hear the word family. So committing to someone in a family or something, or committing to a person, a project, out of obligation or a feeling that is similar. Okay, now the next card is your challenge now, or what is the present situation? And we have the card partnerships and alliances, but it is in reverse. So this is upright. In upright, it is happiness, it is joy, it is, new relationships, helping each other, new alliances. But in reverse, it's showing to me, this is an earth, this is a suit of fire, by the way, so it is 3 of Wands. In reverse, it is showing me that there is some issues around trust with either family members or someone you're close to. Now, this issue with trust seems to stem from the fact that either they're not living up to their end of the bargain, or you feel they're not as committed to it as they should be according to you or as you are. And again, I hear the word resentment, which is very interesting with this card, but keep in mind, I don't read cards that way. And the resentment is in the pit of my stomach again. It's right underneath my rib cage. So there's definitely something happening here with relationships. And I don't feel it's so much relationships of romantic nature. I feel this is more to do with friendships, workmates, work relationships, or family. Okay? The next card is an advice card. And move on. This is Six of Swords. Six of Swords. The card is pretty self-explanatory. It is to do with your thinking. It's to do with your intellect. It's to do with your mind. The person here is moving away from dark, something dark. He's moving on to greener pastures is what I want to say. He's moving on to light, and he's being guided by a compass, which what I'm hearing is wisdom, higher wisdom, and intuition more so than intellect. Intellect, yes, but this is higher wisdom. So what is being said here as an advice is, if you are dealing with family members, if you are dealing with a situation that's causing you resentment, that's causing you anger, that's causing you to feel frustrated, and you've been bottling up, find a way to either let go of the anger or resentment, or let go of the situation altogether. In other words, if you continually perpetuate that cycle, but being stuck there and feeling resentful and unable to express it, it'll never end. It'll be a vicious cycle. For some of you, it's letting go of the anger, letting go of the worrying thoughts, or thoughts that are worrying you. I don't know if worrying is the right word. Thoughts that are keeping you stuck. That's what I want to say. Thoughts that are keeping you mentally stuck and in mental prison. You're being asked to let go of the thoughts that no longer serve you. So if you're angry at somebody, though anger is an emotion, but it's fueled by thoughts, oh, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. Let go of the thoughts and let go of the resentment and anger, because that doesn't serve you. Or let go of the situation altogether. So for different groups of people, it will apply differently, and you will understand it in a way you're meant to understand it and hear it. Keep in mind that at the beginning of December, this will not make sense to you. Rarely does it make sense to people. And I hear from you over and over that towards the third or end of a month, you come back and it makes perfect sense to you. So the last card I have, which was sticking out at me, is the card, I want to call it a wish card, or that's the word that I'm getting. Major Arcana. So the card in its upright position is balance. This basically says that the person is very balanced. Wings signifying freedom. He has all the tools, pentacle, swords, wands. He has all the tools necessary for him to be and feel balanced. The card is shown to me in reverse, and he's asked me to say this is a wish card. So the wish here is turn this card from this to this. Allow yourself to be more balanced of body, mind, and spirit. It is only through balancing your emotions that one is able to let go of situations that no longer serve them. Sometimes we cannot separate ourselves from a physical situation. Like, for example, and this is a drastic example, we can't always separate ourselves from family members. There will always be family members. But finding an inner balance and looking at situation through different lenses, in a different context, through different ways, or in different from different angle, different perspective, it will allow you to gain greater balance. Once you feel greater balance, the outside world will then reflect it. So as a wish card, with this being shown in reverse, the wish is to go from this. My apologies, the computer just turned itself off. So the wish is to go from this, feeling very unbalanced, to go to this. And the difference is the perspective on how you see things. Everything is about perspective. Everything. And for some of you, you will challenge me on this, and I'm more than happy with that. But we can always find a way to have a different perspective in any situation. We just, more often than not, choose not to do it or resist doing so, because when we go to find a different perspective, it means letting go of some of the things that we are hooked on, which can be anger, resentment, whatever. Allow yourself to be this, especially in this time of celebrating. This is time of celebrating, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. It is a holiday season, and by the very nature, for most people, at least in North America and most of the world, not all of the world, people come together joyous times. Feel balance, be the balance, and be an example. I wish you a wonderful month of December. I thank you so much for watching, for sharing, for hopefully understanding this. And if you wish to comment, if you feel inspired to do so, I always read them, every single one. And until January, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.